and welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria, and welcome to the second vlog of Winterween 2025. I was not feeling so hot yesterday, so I did not vlog at all, but I did do some reading, as you may have seen in the early clips. We are about like a little under 40% of the way into the Tainted Cup, and I don't know if it's maybe just like because I wasn't feeling well. I was having a little bit of a hard time like really getting into the story. I think also because like The Witchwood not read so quickly, and this one is a little more dense in the writing. So I would say like it's a little more slow paced in how it's written, not necessarily in what is going on in the story. It's also like, as everyone has said who's talked about this book, it's a very rich world. And so I think like, since I haven't read a lot of like higher fantasy in a while, I'm just kind of having to readjust my brain to the idea of taking in a slower paced, rich world here. But we are picking up. Like I said, I'm about 40% of the way through, and I am really liking it. And I can see why everyone loves it. It's such an original concept. You know, this is often pitched as like a fantasy dystopian Sherlock Holmes and Watson story, and I think that's pretty accurate. But the world here, it comes about early on. So in the world there are leviathans, which I had to really look up to like remind myself what a leviathan is, but it's basically like a sea monster. And there are these leviathans, and this world is essentially structured on how to prepare for the wet season when the leviathans may try to break through the seawall that this world has put up, this country has put up that our characters live in. And they live in like cantons, which I would say are like sectors, precincts, not precincts, not precincts, what's the word? Provinces, I would say. And like there's like a bigger city, and then there's like these provinces essentially on the outskirts, and then like the further you get to this outer rim, the closer you are to being in danger from these leviathans. And what's really interesting, and I think what's playing a bigger role right now in our characters' lives and in the mystery they're trying to solve, is their use of plants. So in this world, like, plants are used for a myriad of things. Like, they've essentially taken plants and they genetically alter them to do a bunch of different things. And in addition to that, they use properties of plants and like microbes and things to alter people. So our main character is, I want to say it's Din, but like I also want to like Dean. But I didn't listen to the audiobook, so I don't know how they're deciding they're going to pronounce it. And then he is a sublime, and part of his alteration is that he has these like little microbe things swimming in his brain, and they help him like catalog everything, like a database, like a computer essentially. And so he is the assistant investigator to this investigator, Anna. God, I wish I would have listened to audiobooks just so I can make sure that I'm pronouncing the names right. I said it's one N, so I'm gonna say Anna. And she is the like Sherlock Holmes kind of character. She's a bit erratic and a bit gruff. We don't exactly know what her graft is, which is what they call like their alteration. We don't really know what hers is yet. But they've basically gotten pulled into this investigation because he's like, as we start the book, he's investigating a murder, and the murder is very interesting. And it gets connected to something bigger. And so they bring them in they bring Anna and Din into this wider investigation. And so we're getting a bigger look at the world now and being introduced to more characters. There is a character who I love. His name is Mildine. And I don't know, something about him, he's kind of like, he reminds me, if you've seen Train to Busan, he reminds me of like the supporting male character. Like, he gives me that vibe. He's kind of giving gruff, former warrior fighter, but like also seems like a pretty decent guy. I like him. Yeah, I'm curious to see where this goes. And Carrie finally did come in, but I will go pick her up. We'll go get her. But I don't know if I'm gonna read Carrie because this one is like 400 some odd pages. And then the other two books I have are novellas. And I do still have my audiobook. So I did start listening to the Hitchcock Hotel. So the audiobook has multiple voice actors, which is fun because we have multiple characters. I am intrigued as to, so this is one of those stories where we have a group of characters getting back together after a long time, and clearly something happened in college. So Alfred has opened up this Hitchcock Hotel. He's a huge fan, and he has invited, when we meet him, he has invited his college friends, I'm gonna do that in air quotes, his college friends to stay at the hotel for free for the weekend and do like a little reunion. But clearly he has something planned, because when we first meet him, he's basically setting them up for something. What that is, we don't know. But something happened in college, because we also, the character's head that we've been in outside of Alfred's as far as Zoe, and she's also hinting to something that happened back in college, but we don't know yet what that is. So I do love those kind of things where we gotta parse through and see kind of what happened with those characters. So I'm interested, I'm interested to see what that will be. But that is my update. I'm probably gonna go downstairs and read The Tainted Cup a bit. So I will check with you tomorrow with some more updates. Pumpkin! Let's zoom in. What are you doing up there? Come on down. You gonna come down? Come on. Hi. It might be loud and echoey here, so I'm gonna make this, make this really quick. Wanted to amend something, because I just read more. I might have misspoke when I said that the graphs were made from the plants. I think the plants were altered from the Leviathans, and people are also altered from the Leviathan, so those kind of coincide. It's a little bit of a mixture. I felt like I should point that out there because I felt like I misled you a little bit. So that's my amendment. But that's all I got for you.
I'm gonna have to watch it because I've missed watching her videos. I used to be such a huge fan, and then I kind of just dropped off. Oh no, I think I got the only good copy then. I must have got the only good copy. Oh, did you say?
Hello. It is Wednesday, January 15th, when I'm supposed to be posting this video, so you know, real life time here. But we finished the Tainted Cup yesterday, and I left it downstairs. Ta-da! Let me go get it. Hold on. Okay. I got it. So, we finished the Tainted Cup last night, and I gave it 4 stars. And I know you're like, well, Victoria, why are you so sad that you gave this 4 stars? That's because I thought this was going to be my first 5-star of 2025. However, I don't know. Like, it's so hard sometimes to really articulate like why a book just doesn't work for you in the same way it works for other people. You know what I mean? But I think like it took me a while to get into the story, and I don't know. It was like the pacing for me wasn't perfect. If the pacing was a little different, I think I would have really loved this book, but I think I was expecting to be like wrenched in and like pulled in and just enthralled with how everybody was talking about it. And I just more was like, I liked it, but I just couldn't really sink into it the way I wanted to. I also think that it took me a while. It may have been too that it took me a while to really get who our character was. Like who Din I think it's like Dinios is his full name, so Din. To really like feel who Din as a character is and see where we're going with the story, because he was very like, you know, the character of Anna describes him as being very stoic, and there was a lot of that in his head as well, which I think was a little hard to like put myself into the story because he was like that. But I thought he grew a lot as the story went, and I definitely enjoy the relationships he has with the different side characters that we meet in this story. I will be picking up the next one in this book. As I said, it was part of my new release, my top most anticipated new releases for 2025. But I don't know, I really wanted this to be like a fave because so many booktubers love this, and I think I can see all the great things about this book. I really liked Anna's character. Like I said, I grew to like Din, but there was just something about the pacing of the story that just wasn't quite enough to like make me thoroughly enjoy this book. So solid 4 stars, had a good time, definitely looking forward to picking up the next one. Yeah, that's what I have to say about it, really. I don't want to give anything away, you know. I do think it's interesting that it seems like Robert Jackson Bennett is possibly taking, hold on, you want help? I just let you in, my love. Seriously? Cats. A lot of this world to me is giving like, I'm picturing that the world is based off of a lot of Southeast Asia and East Asia, just from some of the descriptions of the land, some of the descriptions of the people, also the names of the characters. Like we have the Haza clan, which I think are probably based off of Japanese peoples, like Japanese culture. It seems to me like just the name styles at least. And yeah, just like the descriptions of the lands, I don't know. And especially with like the idea of like Leviathan, they also to me are giving a bit of like Godzilla kind of type vibes as well. So that also leads me to believe that this book is heavily influenced by East Asian, Southeast Asian culture. So it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. I will pick up the next one. But we finished it. This was our big chunky boy of the group. So that is 2 books down for Winterween. I am about 40% of the way through the Hitchcock Hotel, 43%. So I'm going to finish that today. Probably won't talk about it with you until the next vlog, but I'm gonna finish that today. I'm interested still. I'm starting to be like, okay, we're laying down all of these backstory, and we're alluding to like what caused this friend group to kind of fall out, and why Alfred is kind of the man on the outside and stuff like that. But we still haven't found out, and I kind of want to know because there seems to be 2 conflicting opinions of what happens. We shall see. But I figured before I go ahead and edit this vlog that I would open some book mail that I got. So I have some stickers that Libro FM said that you could like get for free if you just put your address in. So they finally come. So I thought I'd pull these out so we can look at the stickers. Thanks for supporting independent bookstores. Oh, they're cute. So it says audiobooks are reading. We have audio book mode. We've got the little Libro FM signal. We've got a bookshop. We got more books. Read more books. Yeah, cute, fun, very fun. So that's that. Seriously? You and I are gonna have a conversation. Go ahead, ma'am. Go on. Thank you. No, what are you doing? She did it again. Our book of the month box, which has been sitting in my mailbox for a couple days, to be honest. But it's been an interesting week, to say the least. So, I obviously know what book this is, so I picked it. This book is not on any of my lists, but it sounded interesting. We got a bookmark. Love ourselves a bookmark. So the book I chose for this month is Babylonia by Constanza Casati. And it, from what I remember, so the book is about Semiramis, who is the only female ruler of the Assyrian Empire. So this is a historical fiction, and the tagline says, "A common woman, the governor she married, the king who loved them both. Welcome to the empire of gods and men, and the one queen destined to rule them all." Babylonia. So yeah, it sounded interesting. I was intrigued. Oh, here we go. Babylonia, not to be confused with Babylon, which is a city in this novel, across the centuries has become the embodiment of lust, excess, and desolate power. It refers to the world of ancient Mesopotamia, the land between the 2 rivers. This is a glimpse into that world. And that's that. So I'm gonna wrap this video up here. As I said, we have 2 of our prompts finished. We've read The Witch Would Not, which completed our prompt of a book with a house on it, and we also have The Tainted Cup, which I read at night frequently, and now I am slowly working my way through the audiobook. So should have 3 of these done today, and then the last 2 days of Winterween is going to be a Fall of the House of Usher bonanza, because I'm going to be reading The Fall of the House of Usher. Also be reading What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, and going to be watching the mini-series The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. So lots of Poe-inspired things to wrap up this Winterween. But again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to stick around for more Nerdist and bookish content, feel free to subscribe. I upload every Wednesdays and most Sundays. And until next time, I hope you read a good book. I hope you find some joy. And most importantly, I hope you do something to make the world a better place. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!